anything like me and just know that fishing is addictive, but didn't know there were addicted fish. You have a home here. Welcome to the Go Show, celebrating all things outdoors in the beautiful outdoor playground of a state, nation, and world that we live in. Hope you had a great weekend. It was hot. Oh, yeah, it was hot. But this is what happens every year in Arizona. It's okay, kids. We will get through it. It's going to be just fine. Just buckle up and just change your schedules. Now, at the top, I mentioned there that fishing is addictive. I think fishing is the most addictive thing there is. I've been watching Wicked Tuna on Father's Day, and we'll get to Father's Day in a moment. But Wicked Tuna, I love it. I've had Captain Marciano. I've had Paul Leon. I've had who else did I have on? Tyler follows us here on the show. I love that show. I think it's fantastic. Wicked Tune is just good. It's just a good time, and it got me over my not phobia. It got me over my dislike of Boston accents. I just had a thing with Boston accents. I just couldn't have. I watched Wicked Tuna for an entire season. I'm good. I'm good. I didn't even watch Goodwill. I've seen Goodwill Hunting, but I didn't watch Goodwill Hunting like the dozen times everyone else has. I just couldn't handle the Boston accents. Sorry, Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. Didn't swim the thing. But I'm addicted to fishing. I watch fishing. I don't watch a lot of bass tournaments. I don't watch a lot of that. I'll watch a lot of offshore fishing shows because I'm wildly addicted to offshore fishing and offshore fish. So fantastic. But I said that fishing is addictive. When I saw an article that said that fish are addicted, oh, excuse me, what? Yeah, check this out, and it's something that we need to have a discussion about because it's pretty wild. So new evidence turns out that fish are getting addicted to drugs according to a recent survey. Now I'm not jacking around with you guys here. This is something we need to talk about. I actually have the entire research the research paper pulled up, but I'm not going to bore you with that. It's a lot of yeah. For one, some brown trout have become addicted to meth. Other types of fish lost their fear of predators after ingesting depression medications. Sounds like a bad science fiction movie, but no, it sounds like a cocaine bear kind of vibe. But no, this is real. These are people that are dumping pharmaceuticals into streams, lakes, and oceans, and the fish are like, what's this? And and keep seeing, ooh, what's this? Ooh, what's that? Oh, like little Pac-Man just running around, just grabbing pills. It might be diffusing into the water as they breathe it through their gills. Whatever it is, it's bad. And I always thought it was funny when I'd fish in Tempe Town Lake. I was like, I could only imagine what these fish are ingesting. In the biggest party school in the nation, there's a lake, and it has a lot of fish in it. That lake has those fish are ingesting some crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Yeah, so I fish in Tempe Town Lake. I don't eat said fish in Tempe Town Lake. But this goes so much further. And no, it's not a lecture on saving the planet, but it does show us really the impact of certain things that we do and certain things that we allow that are starting to jack with things in a big bad way. You never thought about it, did you? You never thought about meth getting into a stream, meth getting into the ocean. You ever really think about that? It happens. If you want to see one of the biggest tragedies in our environment and tragedies in conservation, go to the southern border. No, this is not a political commentary here. I have just been there and seen it with my own eyes. The amount of pharmaceuticals that are left behind in that desert, and there's some strong pharmaceuticals that are left behind in the desert, and drugs that just get dumped by coyotes and just gone, are seeping into the basically rain comes, it just basically just goes into the soil, or what's up, Eddie, or it goes into or animal comes along and it turns out to be like these brown trout that are addicted to meth. Yeah, you picked a fun time to jump in, didn't you, Eddie? Yes, the brown trout addicted to meth. An article that we discovered is a new research, a paper that was published last week in the Journal of Nature Sustainability. Researchers urged the pharmaceutical industry to start making some changes. They quote, there are few pathways for these chemicals to enter the environment. If there is inadequate treatment of pharmaceuticals that are being released during drug production, that's one way. Another another during use. I don't know what another during use means. When a human takes the pills and not all the drug is broken down inside their bodies, they flush them out into the environment, if you know what I'm saying. In addition to medications, illegal drugs such as cocaine, meth were in the waterways and affecting fish population. They tested 1,052 locations. Over 61 drugs were found. Nearly half showed traces of at least one drug being above safe levels. That's a real thing. Southern border, the medications down there, real thing. Mexico side of the southern border, real thing. That's our environment. We all share that. That's us. And then you start getting into the debate on lead ammunition, lead versus steel, because when you shoot lead into your bird hunting and all those little lead pellets, they end up landing on the soil, and lead gets into the soil in large quantities during an entire season. If you shoot a bird, can't find the bird. It happens all the time, y'all. It's part of hunting. Get it? But we always just shrug that off like, yeah, coyotes got to eat, snakes got to eat. Just kind of teeing up a snack for them. And what we don't realize is that that snack is now containing lead. So there's just you see studies like this, and it blows your mind. But then you think, yeah, it seems to make a lot of sense. Yeah. Greener drugs reduce the potential of pollution through the entire cycle, says one of these scientists at the University of Basque County. Drugs must be designed to not only be effective and safe, but they also need to be produced in reduced potential risk to wildlife, human health when present in the environment. Holy mackerel. Didn't think I'd be talking about that on a Monday. My coffee's barely even kicked in. Holy cow. What are we going to do? We got to start making, we got to be vocal about this, especially in shows like this. Lynn, I didn't think of it. Lynn asked, who didn't blanking know that would happen? I didn't even think about it. The lead thing, obviously I've had debate on top of debate. I've had discussions and wonderful conversations about lead versus steel ammo. But I get it, but I didn't think there'd be meth in my streams. I really didn't. And it's hard because we look at it as like, oh yeah, so we got to change here in the United States. I agree. We had to do something. But I got to tell you, you look at these Chinese rivers that are flowing into the ocean. There aren't people playing in those rivers because they'd most likely die if they did. So, I understand that it's a global issue, but damn, brown trout addicted to meth, straight out of Cocaine Bear. But yeah, let's we can move on. It's okay. Yes, but that's just mind blowing. I did not think that would happen. 61 found in 1,000 bodies of water surveyed. 61 of them had unsafe levels of narcotics. Jeez almighty, I'm telling you. Let's talk about this. Did y'all see that Apple on your little tracking device here? Did you guys see that there was a new update with new features? Lots of good things coming out. Lots of neat things happening in the Apple world. Lots of scary damn things happening in the Apple world. I'll tell you that much. Holy mackerel! But every now and again, they get it right. And what they've done is they've rolled out the trail maps feature, and it's almost every damn trail you could possibly imagine. It reminds me of a really cool version of iHike. And if you like to get out on the trails, if you just like being outdoors, even just off the grid, go somewhere, have picnic, things like that, iHike is a fantastic, and I mean fantastic app. But beware that you will have to you'll have to download where you're going onto the into the app first, and then you can kind of use it off grid. You don't need Wi-Fi, you don't need satellite signal out there or anything like that. But you have to make sure you download like Maricopa County, Pinal County, and they'll give you the geological survey map, and it is pretty damn accurate. So iHike is pretty cool. But then Apple shows up, and they're like, "Hold my beer. We're gonna do this all trails, and it's going to be pretty damn cool." And it is. It's iHike on steroids. It's a combination, I would say, because Apple's really good at thieving things. It's a combination of iHike and Onyx Hunt. I think Onyx Hunt is fantastic, but this has a searchable feature. You can drop pins, save to your library. A lot of cool features on this thing that are really cool. Track your entire progress, send out alerts. This thing is, I applaud Apple for this, because anytime you find a company and an organization that is encouraging in any way people to get off their booties and get outside and just, maybe walk around the damn block, don't care, but if they got a trailhead, 2 miles away, see if we can make that happen over the weekend. So, and again, I'm always going to say this. This is always what we've been doing this for 11 years. I will always tell you, hydrate like crazy, hydrate, and let somebody know where you're going. And anytime you hike, and if I see you out there and it's over 100 degrees and you got your dog out there, you're going to get words from me. There we go. You can take your cat. I don't care about cats. That's just me. It's the ABCs of me. There's actually, there are several apps that we should talk about. Like, why don't we talk about that on, let me talk about this tomorrow. Yeah, let's talk about apps tomorrow. If I had my pen here. Where's my intern? Intern Beans. Okay, she's gone. There's a reason why I said that. I'll give you a second here. But we'll talk about apps tomorrow. Outdoor apps that are just going to really, I'm telling you. I forget who it was. It might be somebody just jumping in here. But it was a couple years ago I did a show on apps. And they're new, so would be new features. They said I almost darn near saved my life having that app out. I think it was Lake Pleasant. He was out somewhere. It's like, if I didn't have that, I'd have been in pretty bad shape. So, yeah, we'll do it. Yeah. Let's talk food. I'm all about talking food, man. Yeah. Onyx Hunt is wonderful. It really is. And I'm telling you, I'm a guy that gets an app and I'm like, okay, I got an app for this purpose, right? And I rarely dive into the app. So I'm at just the surface level of Onyx. And I'm still impressed. I'm like, okay, worth the money for sure. Yeah, definitely worth the money. I got the multi-state deal because I was supposed to go on that Colorado hunt. That was a disaster for my buddy Slavo, but yeah, I paid a little extra, but I hope you see, and that's another thing. I only get it for one feature that I like, and I'm like, that's why I want that app. And even if I pay for it, sometimes I forget to go, oh, I should not pay. They're going to charge me again. Damn it. There's an Apple feature for that as well. There's an Apple feature. Can we talk quickly? And the reason why I made sure intern Beans wasn't in the studio. I'm gonna double check. This is tough one. Intern Beans, locked and loaded. Here's the deal. I take very good care of intern Beans. I take very good care of intern Nooch. Intern Sarah stopped by yesterday, Father's Day. She stopped by with her hubs and a nice a 12-pack of beer, a Mother Road sample pack. But it was like, okay, yeah, totally cool. You got me some beer. So totally awesome. It was the fact they stopped by, they did something. They brought the beer in and they hung out for a little while, and it was cool. It was like, it's very touching that Sarah would think about stopping by old Unc's place, because I was the dad figure. She calls me Dunk, half dad, half uncle, Dunkle. So that was nice. I take very good care of these kids. I get up on Sunday and I'm like, well, what's going on? They're like, I don't know. What do you want to do, Dad? I don't know. Do you guys have anything planned? No. We just know that you like to hang out and just kind of rest on the weekend. So we just thought we'd just kind of hang out. Okay. Okay. All right. Son, do I have to remind you, intern Nooch, do I need to remind you that your first big game hunt for your 16th birthday was a bison? Nope. I don't have to remind you. Okay. Why do I bring that up? Yeah. Have I failed as I got 2 bars of soap. Really nice smelling soap. I love it. It's fantastic from Bath and Body Works. I love it. It's good soap. That's it. And they were expecting me to cook. And if we didn't cook, I was supposed to take them somewhere to go eat. I'm like, what is this business? You both got jobs. Like, what am I doing? I hope your Father's Day was awesome. I mean, it was still awesome. I got to hang out with my tribe, and that's totally cool, and I love that. But yeah. Damn it. No, my girlfriend Becky had her girls in intern beans make really cool frames with the shells that they got and cleaned and polished from Mexico, and they made cool little frames and a nice little picture of me in intern beans. I should have that picture right next to me, but it's over there. Yeah. Okay, let's talk about food. If y'all want to talk about food, I'm ready to talk about food because I was going to cook. I was going to make chicken fried bison, mashed potatoes, and salad. That's what I was going to make. And I have it out, it's thawed, everything's ready to go. And then I was like, you know what, damn it, I'm not going to cook. That'll sit right here. Thank you very much. But I was going to make chicken fried bison. And I'm like, dude, these guys went and bought me coffee this morning. That's it. I'm like, I'm not making them. I'm not going to get up and make a meal like that. But chicken fried bisons, yeah. Yes. Sounds like a great dinner tonight. Okay. All right. If that's what you want, my dear, that's what we shall have. Chicken fried bison then. But I am I actually ended up going to KFC and taking it over to my girlfriend's house, and we just went in the pool and just hung out. I was like, that's a cool way to play Father's Day. Watch the Dodger game, lots of fun, and like I said, I was binge watching Wicked Tuna. But let me tell you something, man. I am not a trout guy, guys. I know, Eddie, you're just asking me about that. I do not like fishing for trout. And now that we know that brown trout's full of meth, maybe I can get a little side hustle going there, man. Okay, man, let's get some brown trout here. Check it out. It's new, fresh, still flopping. Look at this guy. I don't like fishing for them because if you look at them wrong, they die. And it's not a catch and release kind of biz. They're just so delicate, and they don't hit like bass, and they don't hit like yellowtail. They just So cooking it, I think my one of my father's wives, one of my stepmoms. No, it wasn't a polygamy thing. He just liked to get married and divorced a lot. So one of them made me eat trout all the time. And it was just, I was picking through bones and I was like, you guys want to talk about cooking bass? I'll cook bass all day. You want to talk about cooking tuna? We'll cook tuna, y'all. Tuna. We'll make it happen. Yeah, they're damn good at stealing bait. They're little ninjas too, because they don't hit. They just do the bass are like just big dumb and it's mine. Yeah. I don't think trout have a lot of reaction strikes. Yeah, so but bass do. That's why we get those things super shiny and get them moving. And so yeah, I'm all about bass fishing. I'm all about offshore fishing. I'm not about trout fishing. So trout, I will find a nice recipe for you guys and say that's something that I would do if I was cooking trout, but you're probably not going to get me to cook trout. No. And I got some good pasta sauce. So I better get this website up. I better get this website up so I can post some recipes on there and you guys can hang out. But the chicken fried bison is going to be fantastic. Chicken fried steak is basically used to be my favorite, like as a child. That was like my favorite meal. What do you want for your birthday? Chicken fried steak. What do you want for whatever? Chicken fried steak. I love chicken fried steak. Every time I go to any breakfast place, it's usually included in my meal and some chicken fried steak. But now I have chicken fried bison, which is the tenderized rounds. Oh, so good. So yeah, be making that and not like, deep frying it or anything like that. Yeah. And rabbit too. I actually have a pretty damn solid rabbit recipe. Becky's chiming in with some rabbit. I want to go rabbit hunting. I have never been rabbit hunting. You can hunt rabbit here. Hunt rabbit here year round. But it's something about if the month has an R or doesn't have an R, whatever. Just cook the damn thing, please. I was actually, what was I hunting for? I want to say it was javelina, and it might have been deer. Yeah, because I admire as deer. And so I did this big jackrabbit. It's just right there. I'm like, oh hell yeah, let's go. And I get this thing in my sights, and I'm like, oh yeah, we're having wabbit stew. And then right as I do that, I kind of remember what are the four tenets? What are the four rules? The four holy rules of firearm safety. One of them is the reason why we're telling the story. 4 rules. Always treat a firearm as if it is loaded. Correct, right? Never point it at anything you are not willing to destroy. Keep your booger hook off the bang switch until you're ready to fire. That means keep your finger off the trigger. And number 4, always know what is beyond your target. So, got in there. Now I need to know. what's behind, because everything's ready. All four right there. Boom, boom, boom. I'm about to have wabbit stew. There was a cow who was right behind him. I'm like, as much as I want this rabbit, I don't want to spend the 30 grand or whatever the farmer would charge me for being, it's like, yeah, it's still my cow. See the big tag on its ear? Yeah, that's mine. Do you want to write a check or do you want to Venmo this stuff? Yeah, Zelle. I don't know if there's a limit on it, but this is a very expensive cow that you just got. And what would you do in that case? Like, seriously, what would you do in that case? If I were to accidentally shoot a cow, a rancher's cow, I would obviously have to compensate him for it. But here's what I would ask, and I'm being sincere in asking this. Go throw your opinions in here. I would love to hear from you. Do I get to keep the beef? Is it mine? Do I have tenderloin? Do I have beef ribs? Do I have it all? Do I have my brisket? Want some brisket nachos? I think that needs to get on the menu here. Toot sweet. But do I get to keep it? Beck sent me an article this weekend about a guy that hit a turkey. I think he was on his way to paddleboarding or something, and a turkey jumped up in front of his truck and basically lodged itself in the roof rack, and it killed the bird. So he called Game and Fish, and Game and Fish said, yeah, we get you a salvage tag. Cheers. Congratulations. Guy has a picture of it on a rock, fanned out, tail feathers fanned out. And it was amazing. Anyone would be happy. Anyone would be happy turkey hunting to get that turkey. Yeah. So you just called for a salvage tag. And so that's a lesson here too, by the way. If you do hit something and it is salvageable, call the Game and Fish department, and they will most likely say, okay, here's your salvage tag. But this is what I want to know. If I cap that cow, do I get to keep it? Yeah. I would. There'd have to be a negotiation there. I'm sure there would have to be a negotiation. But hey, thanks for hanging out with us. This is a funny story that I came across this morning. An Italian footwear brand. This is a show about the outdoors. Yeah. An Italian footwear brand is making high-end sneakers, and these things look cool. High-end sneakers out of pythons, carp, and other invasive species. Here we go. I like this. The company claims that with every 3 pairs of bally pythons, they're able to protect more than 160 native animals in the Everglades. How damn cool is this? See, this is what people just thinking outside the box, making it happen. I love this idea. I love this. Now, y'all know me. I love boots. I love I have boots that are made out of water monitor. Yeah, the big lizard, the Komodo dragon, and I love the damn things. They're my dress boots. They're my MC boots. They're my going out boots. Those aren't the the S kickers. Those are the all right, going out and wrecking stuff. I'm all about it. So that's but this company is making. I actually am trying to see the carp. Yeah. There are actual Florida Burmese python hunters. When they remove the snake, they're helping protect the fragile ecosystems in America's largest tropical wilderness. So normally they would just maybe, toss it because there's basically just doing conservation with these invasive species. Maybe they eat them. I don't know if you eat python. I'd try it. But this lady just found an amazing idea. She said, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tan out all of these, whether it's carp, whether it's python, whatever it is. And whether it's in Florida, it's the iguana, whether it's iguana. I'm just going to tan out these hides and sell them to an Italian footwear brand, and they're going to make shoes out of them, and away we roll. This is it. Guys, I'd wear them. I really would. Yeah. So I actually have a Stingray wallet. Nobody knows what that damn thing is. Nobody knows what it is. I think one person in the entire time I've had it, one person knew what it was. So I don't think I'm going to be rolling around and people are like, "Ooh, is that Burmese python?" Oh, that's got to be a Burmese python in your sneaker. Yeah. Is that iguana? Something real nice? Yeah. I don't know if it's comfortable, but again, I'd do it. I'd wear it. I'd eat a python. I'd try. I don't know. But I didn't know that. We just learned last week. We learned that iguanas are edible. They call them the chicken of the trees. I didn't even know they hung out in trees, but now I know. And if I could try it, I'm gonna try it. I want to try gator. I want to try gator. Oh boy. And I want to try python now. I want to see if is python edible. Let's do this right on. Let's do this right on the show. I have no problem with doing this. All right, is python edible? Nope. This Google does not like this. Does not like this at all. Edible. Let's see here. What does the Google AI say? Yes, some people eat python meat, which is considered a delicacy in parts of Southeast Asia. It's also eaten in, well, that obviously is East Asia, Latin America, and Africa. Python meat is white with a texture similar to calamari and a flavor texture similar to chicken. God just gave up, I think, at one point. I think God creating the heavens and the earth and all the animals and what should they taste like? He just at one point he's like, I'm just like, there's the bazillion animals that we have plans for. So let's just make it all taste the same. It's gonna taste like chicken. It's like, why does everything have to taste different? Mm-hmm. But check this out. All right, so when it comes time to butcher pythons are easy to fillet and produce very little waste. All right, since they don't have limbs. Thanks, Google. Snake meat, which can be used in soups, curries, sauteed on skewers, dried into jerky, or barbecued. Let's go. Oh, this is talking my language. It's talking straight sexy to me. Google flirting with me. Saying, yes, Mike, we know exactly how you are going to want to prepare this. Python curry. I'd give it a try. I tried green curry. I loved it. I love it. I'm all about that. So, and I made, what did I make? Pheasant lo mein. Oh, that was fantastic. The pheasant lo mein came out perfect. Chef's kiss. It came out perfect. And I loved it. So it's going to be, it's now I'm just hungry. And I'm making chicken fried bison tonight. So I'm just happy with the mashed potatoes and yeah. No, they in a lot of countries they do. Lynn just asked me eat stray dogs. In a lot of countries they do. Breaks my heart, but I mean they do. And my buddy was in Uruguay in the Peace Corps, and he said, "Dude, if it's got 4 legs, it's food." He had a whole picture series of him cooking a cat. He goes, "It's normal." He goes, we just freak out about it because they're our pets, and so yeah. I don't know if I'd try dog. I don't coyote hunt. I don't. But I because I'm not going to eat. I don't shoot anything I'm not going to eat. So I'm not going to eat dog. And I've seen too many videos. I just don't like it. I know big bad hunter. Oh, he's sad to kill an animal. Well, dude, yeah, I love dogs. And I saw when a guy was out there archery hunting a coyote, and I just heard the dog yelp, and I'm like, forget this noise, dude. No way I'm doing that. No way. I know it's necessary, and I know good people that do it and awesome people that do it, and I love them for doing it, and it's fun for them. It's awesome. It's legal, and Game and Fish said we need to do it, and go. I love it. It's just not for your man, Mike. Not a fan. No. Apps. We're going to do hunting and outdoor, fishing apps, everything outdoors. This is what we do here on the Go Show, everything outdoors in this beautiful outdoor playground of a state, nation, world that we live in. Tomorrow we'll talk about some apps. And I think I found a story. Rob Hunter actually sent this to me. A 40, I don't know, the big old 40-year-old woman. That was it. They found her in a gator. This thing's huge. I saw the picture of it. Scary as all get out. Man, just, yeah. Always keep your head on a swivel, especially in Florida. In Florida, you got to worry about weird dudes. You know, everything starts with a Florida man. Ain't got to worry about gators. And eat iguana. All right, let's get out of here. Thanks. We'll do it again tomorrow, right here at 11 o'clock on the Go Show, celebrating all things outdoors, this beautiful outdoor playground of a state, nation, and world that we live in. Thank you all for hanging out. Thank you all for commenting. Like it, share it, and get it out there. Get the word out there. We do this every day at 11. Apps tomorrow. We're going to make it happen. We'll see you then. Have a great afternoon, everybody.